We'll see if we can get the rest of the way. All right, you guys, I think that's about all I have. Okay, so I'm heading up to this little secret spot just north of Bisbee, Arizona. It's really an epic place. It's got just amazing rocks. You can see forever. The distance just goes on and on. It's really quite beautiful. So I'm driving up there. I'm going to camp for a few days and just paint as much as I can. The road, however, can be really rough in monsoon. There's some washes that go across it. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get up that road, but we'll see if we can get up there. And then once we're up there, we're going to have some really epic views and we'll be able to make some pretty nice paintings, hopefully. So yeah, I just have a couple more things to pack up and then I'm going to hit the road. All right, so I'm just headed out just now on my way up to this really epic spot. I have to just stop and grab some food. I think I have everything else. I have my coffee, which is kind of the main thing. So hopefully I have all my painting supplies and everything that I need for the few days. So that's the mountain that I'm going to go up on top of and camp. Okay, here we go. So I just started going up this really steep road here. It's a dirt road. There's some washes going across it. And I noticed that the heat gauge on the inside of my car was all the way up to the hot. So I need to stop and let it cool off, and hopefully it didn't damage anything in the engine. I feel like I turned it off pretty quick. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if we can get the rest of the way. But so far it's not looking so good. Yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and let it cool down for a little bit. Okay, it looks like we're back down to normal temperature, so I'm gonna try and give this another go. I'm continuing on up the hill here. It's I have my heat on full blast in order to kind of pull some of that hot air out of the engine. Hopefully that'll do the trick and I can make it the rest of the way. All right, well, I found this really awesome place to camp. I was able to make it up the road. It was pretty rough in some spots, but it wasn't anything that I couldn't handle. So I'm just gonna get camp set up here, get organized a little bit, and hopefully I can get some painting in this afternoon. I'm not sure if you can hear the thunder, but the thunder's coming and the clouds are rolling in. So I'm gonna just get everything set up here and we'll see if we can get a painting in this afternoon. All right, look at this epic scene here. This is the first painting of my trip. I'm doing a 12x16. The light's kind of coming and going, but I think that can help us create some interesting light and shadow patterns. So I'm gonna get started on this one and we'll see how it goes. I'm just jumping right into the big one. I did bring some Strathmore oil paper so I can do some quicker sketches later, but we're gonna start with this bigger 12x16. Okay, so the sun has completely gone behind the clouds. It doesn't look like it's coming back. So I didn't quite finish this 12 by 16 in the time that I had. But I have tomorrow, so hopefully the lighting is at least somewhat similar tomorrow. I'll try to set up at the similar time and we'll get this one finished. There's some things that I'm really liking with it. I think that I'm really getting the depth in there, and I think the overall design is pretty good, but I don't really like how the tree is almost dead center in the painting. It's like this round ball sort of right in the middle. So tomorrow I'm going to try to get that tree kind of scooched over to the right a little bit so it's not right in the center. And then once the light comes out and hits these rocks, hopefully tomorrow, I'll be able to get some light and shadow patterns that are interesting. So I'm going to clean up today and call it good. I might get a little sketch in later, but for now I'm going to be finished with this 12 by 16. Okay, so it just started raining, which feels really good because it's been really hot here. And it's beautiful, but I'm not going to paint out here in the rain, so I'm going to wait it out inside the van. Look at that view though. No painting happening this afternoon. Hopefully we'll have better luck in the morning. So it's 5:30 and I just woke up. The lighting outside is really nice at this time. So I think I'm gonna just force myself to get out of bed and try to do a quick little sketch, a really fast one because the light changes really fast this early in the morning. I'm gonna eat some breakfast and drink a cup of coffee, and then we'll do another painting, you know, when it's a little lighter. Okay, I'm gonna make a quick little sketch here. It's probably about 5:50 in the morning. The light changes really fast at this time, so you don't really have enough time to do anything other than get a couple color notes down. So I'll show you how I do that, because you can use these color notes in a larger studio painting, and really the lighting is always the nicest at this time of the day, that late night, right before the sun goes down or right as the sun's coming up. But you really have almost no time at all to capture what you're seeing. So I'll show you what I do to get those color notes. Just kind of going from a blue, a little warmer. So I'm kind of getting this more pinker tone for some rocks. So this is just an example of a quick little study. It took about 13 minutes, and as you can see behind me, the light has completely changed. This was all in shadow, and then the sun came up and now it's all in light. This is not intended to be a finished painting. It's just a sketch in order to capture the color notes that I am seeing, and I can use that in combination with video or photograph to make a more finished studio painting if I decide that I want to. But it's mostly just a challenge to get the color and value down as quickly as I possibly can. It's fun to do, and sometimes you can get a nice little lighting effect. I'm just making a cup of coffee right now. I'm gonna eat a little breakfast, and then hopefully get a morning painting in here before the sun gets too high in the sky. This afternoon, I really want to get back and work on that 12 by 16 that I started yesterday that I couldn't finish because those clouds rolled in. But there's also this really cool spot that's a little further down the road. I was there not too long ago, and you hike down into this canyon, and then there's just all these really nice pools of water and rocks. And so I'm going to try to get a painting down there and get some reflections and try to create that illusion of transparency and reflections in water. I really like painting that, so I'm really hoping that I'll be able to do that. But for now, cup of coffee, breakfast, and then a little painting around here. All right, so I had my morning coffee. I'm skipping breakfast because, at least for right now, because the light is getting higher in the sky, and I really want to get another morning painting in here. Sometimes it can be helpful to just walk around the area where you're painting to get some different perspectives. I never would have thought that this spot here would be a spot that I would choose to paint. I'm sort of drawn to right to the edge of the cliffs if I'm near like a big canyon like this for whatever reason. But if you kind of back away a little bit, you'll have more foreground elements to put in your painting rather than being right on the edge. So just maybe a little tip that could be helpful. So this is the scene that I'm going to be painting. It's just got some nice little grasses and some trees in the foreground and then a lot of distance behind it. I'm not going to do a really fast sketch like I did early in the morning because I do have a little bit more time. I'm still painting on the Strathmore oil paper. So I'm not going to be spending a lot of time on it, but I will do something that's a little bit more developed than that early morning sketch that was only, I believe, 13 minutes. The amount of time that I spend on a painting really depends on what time of day it is. So if the light is changing really, really fast early in the morning or really fast late in the evening, then I'm just doing a really quick, getting color notes down as quickly as I possibly can. If I have a little bit more time, like right now it's about 6:45, I would say, the lighting isn't changing as fast as it is when it's super low on the horizon. And then if it's like overcast or midday, I might do a painting that, goes for 3 or 4 hours. Anyways, I've been talking too much, so I'm just gonna get in and start painting this little scene. Okay, and then I'm going to do this hillside here, which has some nice shadows, and it's much closer, so those shadows are a little bit darker. They're still grayer and lighter than anything that is up here in the foreground, though. Okay, so these little tiny highlights that I'm about to put in really make a painting. It's these little tiny pieces of light that really make the painting come alive. lights down here too. A couple little spots that really help give the illusion of light kind of spilling into the canyon here. So I thought I'd just show you my van build real quick, since I did just build this out into a little camper van. I have a drawer down here that has all of my food in it, which is great. And then right above that is a little pull-out shelf that I'll put my cook stove on so that I can cook back here. I have a little surface area that flips up and down as my cooking surface. And there's cabinets on both sides of the van that I'll show you. It does look like it's about to start raining, so I'll probably have to duck in and get out of the weather. But I'll show you the inside here. So this will be storage space for different stuff. I put my coffee here since, like I said, that's the most important thing. And I have easy access to it. And then everything's really lightweight wood because I didn't want to weigh down the van. I have this front area can turn into a couch, or I can slide out the underside of the bed there, and it pretty much closes this gap, and then I can lay the bed all the way across the whole thing. And the bed takes up the whole entire van when it's completely out. So the storage on my phone is starting to get a little bit low, and I want to be able to record the rest of that 12x16 this afternoon. But I just wanted to show you a quick little sketch I'm doing, another one this morning that I'm working on. I started in the background and I'm just kind of moving forward, getting a little bit darker, a little bit warmer as I move forward. And I'll get into some more details here in the foreground. I had a lot of fun with this one, getting those violets into the shadows. I pushed them a little bit, and I think that it worked really well. This is another quick sketch, maybe about an hour or so. It's just such an amazing scene here, and I think this one might turn into a studio painting because I really like the little light shapes coming across those shadows. I'm going to wrap it up for now, and then this afternoon I'll be doing that 12x16, continuing on that one. Hopefully we can get something that's a little bit more finished. And then later this afternoon, if it doesn't rain, I'm going to try to hike down in and paint some water. So all right, so we're back on day 2. It's been a really great camping trip so far. I'm gonna do the rest of this 12x16 today. The weather's quite different. There's no clouds in the sky today, so the scene is a little different, so I am gonna tweak a few things. There's something that I don't like about the design. As I mentioned earlier, I don't like how that tree is right in the middle of the scene, so I'm gonna kind of move some of this foreground down a little bit and a little bit more to the right, and then I think it'll be a stronger design. I'll have to tweak a few different areas, as I was saying, because the lighting is different, and I think that I'll just kind of use this as a base and then jump off from there and paint the scene that's here in front of me today. I'm going to start in this distance here because I have this light patch that I don't think is really quite working. So I have a pretty light, warm tone here. I'm really trying to pay attention to the shape of this that I'm seeing. That shape working a little better. I'm trying not to put more information in. It's more about trying to take some information out if I can. If I can get a little bit of that detail out. I still want it to be there because I don't want those just to be flat shapes, but I need to just raise the value of them slightly. All right, that's about all I got for this 12 by 16. This took 2 days with the fact that I lost the light on the first day pretty quick. So I think it turned out okay. There's definitely some adjustments I want to make. Some of that distance kind of got a little spotty. I think I need to clean that up a little bit. I do like how the foreground turned out. And I haven't decided yet if there's too much information going on in this area here, if I need to subdue that a little bit more, but I can always do that in the studio if I need to. For a plein air painting, 12 by 16, I'm pretty happy with it. So I'm gonna call that done for now. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go try to find these pools down the road, so I hope you'll continue watching until I get over there because it is a really amazing spot, and I'm hoping that I can make a nice little painting of those reflections in the water. I don't know if I'll make it all the way down there, but I am gonna go check it out, and I might stop further up and paint the scene looking down over the valley. I haven't decided yet, but I'm gonna get everything cleaned up and packed up and go scout that location out. All right, so we're on our way to find these little water holes. There was some water running down here recently, and I think it's probably still there because it rained the other day. So it could be a really pretty cool painting to do, but a couple things I'm not sure if the water's still running. And I also don't know how far I have to hike down in order to get to these little pools. But I am gonna give it my best try here because I think that it would make a pretty cool little painting to have some water and some reflections. Since I live in southern Arizona, it's pretty difficult to find water anywhere to paint. So we're gonna try our best, and I just have a little bit more to go here down this dirt road, and we'll see what we can find. All right, so I'm just starting this hike down into this canyon. I know that there's pools of water further down, but I think I'm gonna try to cut over a little bit sooner because I think I can possibly find some water without hiking all the way down in. That's my hope, at least. So That's a good sign. I'm seeing a little trickle of some water here. That has to be seeping in and coming out somewhere down below. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty tempting to just paint this scene here instead of hiking all the way down into this canyon. I still have a ways down, and this is pretty epic up here. But I did already paint a scene with rocks up in the foreground and then distance, so I think I'm gonna keep going. I really do want to paint some water. So I cut over a little too early, I think, and now I have this big drop that I'm not really sure what to do about. I can't get down from here, so I'm gonna have to go kind of back up around, and then I really want to paint right down there. So hopefully I can figure out a way to get down there. Look at that view though. Okay, I was just right over there on top of the rocks, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty exhausted from hiking down in here. So the 12x16 canvas that I brought, I think I'm probably gonna end up cutting it in half and just doing a let's see, an 8x12 instead. Yeah, I'm just really tired from this hike down in, and it takes so much mental energy to make a painting, and I've been doing a lot of painting, so I'm pretty drained. And I still have this distance to go, but I'm gonna do it. I wanna get down there and I wanna get to the water, and I wanna get a painting of the water, so it's gonna happen, but it's just gonna be a little bit smaller of a painting than I was initially hoping for. All right, I'm gonna continue on down. Okay, I made it down to the water. It is really amazing here. I did drop my charger into the water, so I don't have a lot of battery left on my phone, but we'll be able to get a couple shots of the painting once I figure out a scene and get set up. It was worth the hike down in, I think. It's so beautiful. Look at that. Water in the desert is an amazing thing. Okay, I just got set up here. I decided I'm gonna paint sort of a weird little composition. It's gonna be kind of a tall format one. It maybe is a bad decision after hiking all the way down here, but I'm just gonna try it. I don't expect this painting to turn out very well. I'm pretty hot and it's a little windy and the sun's not gonna last for much longer, but since I came all the way down here, I definitely am gonna make a painting. So I'm gonna start on this one and we'll see how it goes. I don't expect much out of it, which is maybe a bad attitude, but I'm just gonna get started here and do my best. And I'll show you guys, I'll show you the sort of process along the way a little bit. Okay, this is the initial sort of drawing. It's about, this painting is about that shape of shadow, and there's really some beautiful kind of purpley gray shadows up in the foreground there that I'm going to try to get in. I'm going to try to get those in right away because it's really really beautiful. Okay, so I'm just getting this blocked in. It's about halfway covered here, maybe a little bit more. Just trying to get that overall big value and color relationship happening. And then I'll get into some more variation in detail as I continue on here. All right, that's gonna about do it. It was a very quick sketch, but the sun's getting low in the sky and I wanna hike out of here before it gets dark. So I'll show you a quick little close-up of the painting. And I actually think it turned out pretty good considering how quick it was. And the color and value relationships is pretty interesting, really. I'm gonna take some photos of the scene and might turn it into something more than just this little sketch, but I'll show you it and then I'm gonna pack up and get out of here. All right, I made it back to the car. I'm sweating pretty bad. It was a heck of a climb back out of there. I think that's gonna do it for this little adventure video. I got some paintings out of the deal, which I'm pretty happy with. If I am not gonna complete them fully, I at least have some reference material for future paintings. And it was pretty good overall. I mean, it rained the first day. We had some car troubles coming up here, but overall, I'd say it was a successful trip. I'm just gonna go back, eat some food, get some sleep, and then head back into town tomorrow. Thanks to everybody for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll catch you in the next one.